Welcome, everyone. I am Chris Gore. It's Wednesday. It's time for Hollywood on the Rocks and Alan Ng to join me at some point. Today on the show, episode 5 of The Acolyte and lots of news. Where's Alan? Let's get him here. Alan, where are you? Alan? Wait. Typical Frank Miller American. What?
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 I didn't say anything.
Alan.
Alan! 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 Al! Alan!
What were you trying to say there? I don't get it. What?
Cheap fakes. Cheap fakes. You were trying to troll me the day before the debate with these cheap fakes.
The cheap fakes. That's how I get you every time. With the cheap fakes.
I'm gonna get my press secretary to come out and tell you off.
Well,
do you have an hour?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. Shall we do the chant as we do every when we talk about the Acolyte? There's something we need to remind people of. Are you ready?
Yes. I thought you were just going to do
that?
Just do
what's that? No, let's say hi to everybody. Hello to everyone in the chat. Alan, if you would, here we go.
All right. From Lord Thoth, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, sign up as a member, join us on Discord and Rumble, and buy our merch. And one day Chris Gore will show up on Discord and interact with you all.
That's right. I have not been lately. I will be there. I promise. I'm going back.
All
right. Here we go.
MK
I'm going to save that. I'm going to save all the Acolyte comments for later.
Yes. So from Solomon Thornton, can't wait for the show to be over. Our show or the Acolyte? From Christoph Stachel, hello. Wish you a very nice evening and send you best wishes from Germany. Nice. V Gates, Christoph. And from Christoph, I think we may have a major canon problem now when it comes to the identification of Smiler Ren as Sith. I have a theory.
And Suns and Shadows says, hail chat, how many cups of coffee has Chris had today? I have had 2 cups and 1 cup of half calf. So 2.5 cups of caffeine.
Yeah. All right. From D Goodheart. Good afternoon, everyone. Mars Express came out on Blu-ray last week, and I bought it blind thanks to Film Threat. Oh man, what a terrific film! So happy I bought it, and I can't wait to see it again.
I really love that film. It grew on me after I saw it. Like the ending, I won't say is just really powerful. I thought it was really good. Yeah, so I'm saving. There are comments here about Acolyte. We will get to those when we discuss the show, which will be very soon. Very soon.
Yeah, you got to back off that mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, should I push it back? Thanks.
Probably.
No,
I don't know. It sounds like it's over. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I may be over modulated.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Something quick I want to share because I like things that are fun. Has anyone seen Thelma? Oh, and I want to let people know we have the creator coming on the show of the Batette Follies of 1939. This is a Gotham, maybe Batman themed burlesque show that's in Los Angeles. We have Russell Beattie, who is the creator, joining us on the show. At the end of the show, he's going to talk about it. Look at that. Look at it. Look at this. I went to the show. I saw a preview. We are going to talk to Russell later today. But, Alan, did you see Thelma?
Yes, I did. In fact, we reviewed it last Friday.
I know we did. Okay, Jane's, I have been recommending it to people. Please go see Thelma. This is Jane Squibb. She is
June Squibb.
June Squibb reading the most famous like action one-liners. This is her reading them. It's just June Squibb. I'll turn it up here. You want to watch this? It's 1 minute. Ready?
Yes, go for it.
Here we go.
The name is Squibb, June Squibb. I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! Get away from her, you bitch. Put the bunny back in the box. Don't let your mouth get your ass in trouble. I'd like to take his face off. Welcome to Earth. Pop quiz, hot shot. You gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? Witness me! I ain't got time to bleed. Say hello to my little friend. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. I'm too old for this shit. I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. Protect the hive. Hasta la vista, baby.
Well, I gotta say, I guess we're demonetized again.
I know.
Oh my God. And all of our streams, every stream we have done with the Acolyte has gotten limited ads. Every single one. I submit for review and it's gotten overturned every time except for Monday. It did not get overturned. But I want to say to the 1,000 plus people watching us live, thank you for your support. We appreciate you, and we do it all for you, Alan.
Yes.
Now, we have...
Love you all. Sorry.
What's that?
I thought you wanted me to say something. Love each and every one of you. Thank you.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. All right. There's a lot of news items here. Before we get to the Acolyte, what should we do first? Alan, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. Well, a lot of these have been holdovers, so we don't have to all go through them. Did you want to do the Ted Hope one?
No, let's save that for later.
Okay. We could
Oh my God.
Well, do you want to do the Comic-Con, the Marvel Comic-Con?
Yes. Yes.
Right. That's let me see if I have it here. Yeah, I purged my computer of all impurities.
That's great.
And so
all right.
It sounds like so far we're doing good.
It sounds good, Alan.
Yeah.
You look good.
So I'm no longer gaming on this computer. But this is from the wrap. Marvel Studios returned to San Diego Comic-Con Hall H. Deadpool and Wolverine opens that weekend. Let's see, after skipping, this is from Humberto Gonzalez. After skipping Hall H in 2023, we remember that. A purpose-filled Marvel Studios will return to San Diego Comic-Con's big top venue this year, the Wrap has learned. The company has Deadpool and Wolverine opening that weekend as well, and with the film eyeing a record 200+ million opening, they will have something to celebrate. The studio, which has always given convention goers flashy first looks at upcoming movies and shows, currently have multiple productions underway or almost done, such as Captain America, Brave New World, The Thunderbolts, and The Fantastic Four. Back in 2022, post-pandemic, Marvel Studios threw a much-needed Hail Mary at Comic-Con with a return to Hall H, where the company announced not one, but 3 phases of the MCU. Kevin Feige ran a tight ship in his usual role as the rock star, while the creatives and cast of various projects trolled out one by one with announcements. I mean, that's pretty much everything there.
All right, scroll back up to the top. Real quick. What is your speculation about what they're going to show?
Well, definitely, we're going to get the cast of Captain America: Brave New World, so that means Harrison Ford will be there. That's what I suspect. I believe that then they're going to obviously trot out the Thunderbolts, and then they're going to trot out the Fantastic Four, since that's all cast.
I
Yeah.
also think we're gonna see a scene from the new Captain America.
Yeah,
They'll
and it'll
show
probably be the
that.
one I saw already.
Probably they'll show that if it's still in the movie, right?
It's
If it's
in the movie. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, so we're gonna see that. We're gonna see at least the cast of the Fantastic Four because they want that photo op,
Right.
you know, and we might see like a logo or a tease. The one thing people don't know, I shouldn't, well, I'll tell you, I have snuck into Hall H during the Marvel. I snuck in. I have a little, I can't tell you, but I've snuck in. What they do, which is really good, is they show things that they will only show to Hall H. Video that you'll never see. It doesn't show up on a Blu-ray. It's not an extra, nothing. They will just show something. And you know what? Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, maybe they'll be there.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds probably will be there. Just a guess. To pump up.
I mean, it's opening that weekend. I can't imagine both of them not being there. Both of them not being in Hollywood that weekend.
But what I don't think we'll see is a reconfigure of the next phase. I think they're still working on it. Even though they have shown like, here's what our plan is, and they go like 2-3 years out, here's what's being released. Now it always changes, but I suspect that is still being worked on somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, they mentioned that in 2022 they had laid out the next 3 phases, and I bet you bottom dollar that they're only doing 1 phase right now, and that there's not a lot of vision behind those last 2 phases.
I think they may show us what's coming out in the next 2 years.
Yeah,
but that's as far as they'll go.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do a phase, you know, where they didn't place a lot of importance on the phase.
Right.
You know, so much has changed. I mean, look, back then Jonathan Majors was Kang. There's no discussion right now of Kang at all. You know, I think we have Galactus coming up.
I think when it comes to Kang,
it's dead.
They're going to quietly brush that under the rug. Brush it under the rug. So I'm excited. Alan, are you going to try to get in or not?
No, I think over the last 15 years, I have never tried to get into Hall H, and I've never been in Hall H. It just seems like I could watch it on the internet.
Well, I'm going to try to go. I'm going to try. And we are, by the way, we are reporting direct from Comic-Con.
Yeah.
You and I will be there Wednesday and Friday. We'll do our normal show on Friday morning. We'll do a show on Wednesday, but we might do our Wednesday show from the floor.
Oh.
So it's in our schedule. We have to figure out when we're doing our Deadpool and Wolverine review. Probably that Friday.
Okay.
We'll do it that Friday from our hotel rooms.
Well, I'll be doing it from here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll do it from the hotel room. So,
okay.
And then we may do for members special streams from the floor of the con.
Yeah. Just like last
time. We did that last year. Yeah. We did it last year as well. Now,
by the way, I'll say this. I think if I'm probably going to be right on this, I believe the Hall H presentation from Marvel Studios will be during our panel.
No, it's not.
It's not Saturday evening?
No, it's always Saturday at 4 p.m.
Okay, so we're right after the panel ends.
No, the panel's like, dude, have you been to Comic-Con? The panel's usually at 4 and ends at 6.
Right. We're at 6:30, right?
We're at 7:30.
Oh, okay. For some reason I thought 6:30. Heaven forbid
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Heaven forbid I should show up early to a panel.
Don't worry about it. I know all the facts.
All right.
Real quick, there's something else I can now announce. There is a meetup. It's a film threat meetup. It's a bunch of we've combined meetups. It's the Avengers Endgame of meetups. You've got Craig from Side Scrollers, Razor Fist, Gary Nerdrotic, Gabe El Taib, and wait, is that? I can't see that. Is that Alan Ng?
Ah, look at that.
I'll be there. You'll be there, and Jericho Green. That's just some of the people that will be at this meetup. That's Wednesday, July 24th at 7 p.m. at Basic Bar and Pizza on 410 10th Avenue in San Diego. It's like 3 blocks from the convention center. 3 blocks. Will you be there?
Yeah, my picture's on it, so I'll be there.
All right. I'm announcing now. I'll be late. I'm gonna be late because I'm going to preview night. So I'll be there for sure, but late. So look for me. Look for me. All right. And we'll post that on our community tab. So here we go. A couple things here, Alan. Let's go with your chat comments and questions.
Yes, from Pilgrim Media for 2. My girl Boney Maroney hates the Acolyte and she smells.
That's awesome. Thank you, Pilgrim Media.
Laura Buckles, Harrison Ford will be there if they killed his character in the movie.
That's right.
Interesting. Rick Shaw, the masses want a clip from Agatha. Oh, yeah, we'll probably get the Agatha cast.
We'll get that and maybe Ironheart.
Mm-hmm. And from MK Solid, Captain America woke New World. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Pyrene Dream, San Diego Comic-Con is not what it used to be, and in my opinion, that's a good thing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
And Heinlein, I hope they have She-Hulk twerking. I'm sure they will.
We've seen enough.
Yeah. Patrick Lemire, 1 good review counts as 10 in Clown World. Enjoy your Acolyte season 2. All right. Are we doing the Acolyte ones?
Yeah, I'll save them. I'll save them.
All right.
Okay. So I'm really excited for Comic-Con. I wasn't before. Now I am excited. See, this is where when I talk and I stop talking.
Yeah, well,
that's your opportunity.
Part of me felt like when you said I'm excited about going to Comic-Con this year, you would elaborate on that. And so I was thinking you were going to do that. But no, I'm excited too.
Chris Gore, how dare you criticize the new woke Hollywood? We activists don't buy tickets because we are broke and miserable and we want everyone to be as negative as we are. Oh, and this goes for you as well, Mr. Ng.
I just wanted to see you get schooled by Greta.
Oh, Greta Thunberg.
Right.
Thunberg.
Hey, all right. I am just excited that your computer is working.
Yeah, I know. We can't game on this thing anymore, so we're gonna have to switch over.
But gaming is a waste of your time. It's a waste of your daughter's time. You shouldn't use your computer you have a PS5 and the PS5 VR.
Yes.
So why would you want to game?
Because there are games not on the PS5 that are on the PC. Also, the PC, I'd rather use a keyboard on some games versus a controller. And my daughter, as cool as the PS5 is, my daughter is not touching it at all.
Really?
Yeah, she just plays Roblox and Minecraft and still. And but I'm looking for San Diego Comic-Con, just hanging out with people. That's the biggest thing.
All right, let's see if we can get how quickly we can get demonetized with this.
Oh, great.
This is the Nosferatu trailer reaction. And I'll say something about this after we watch. Let's watch the trailer. I want to hear what you think, and I'll talk on the back end. Here we go. Okay, I saw a rough cut of the film. I've seen it.
Okay.
I'll just say the trailer doesn't even begin to. The one thing you'll notice, they never showed Nosferatu. It's a vision of Nosferatu like you've never seen. The trailer, I think, accurately represents it. I do think they'll make some changes, and I'm not saying anything specific other than what we saw in the trailer, but I, for one, cannot wait. Robert Eggers is behind it. He's got a good track record in my book, and I can't wait. I don't know if it's really a Christmas movie, whatever, but I love it, and I think we should all be excited. Any
Is it
thoughts,
an
Alan?
awards film? Do you think it's an awards film?
I don't think so. The
Okay.
Academy doesn't like horror. When it comes to awards,
Mhm.
horror is not, it's not recognized. It really just isn't.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I mean, poor choices or poor things. Sorry, poor things.
Right.
Yeah.
What Poor Choices? Is that a show you watch?
It is.
Yeah.
Poor Things. Yes, it's a great
Yeah.
show featuring
It's
my
a show,
daughter.
Poor Choices, and what you watch.
With my daughter, I appear in an episode of Poor Choices. You appear in probably the gayest episode of Poor Choices.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong about that. That's for sure. Anyways, your thoughts. One thing I'll just pointing out. This is just an observation. It's not very diverse.
Yeah, I feel like Robert Eggers is gonna bring us male nudity once again, so desperately needed in our movies. But on a serious side, I'm actually, this fascinates me. I'm looking forward to seeing this. The thing that caught me in this trailer is the art design, the art style. It just feels very 1920s, 1930s.
Yeah, it's so like from the period, and it's I don't want to say, just the tone of the trailer is very accurate to the film. We still did not see Nosferatu.
Yeah. And it's definitely delivering up on the scares aspect of it. I would assume there's not gonna be a lot of jump scares, but it's gonna be creepy as hell. And yeah, like I said, I don't watch a lot of horror films. This is one I'm actually kind of looking forward to seeing.
Okay, I will give you one spoiler.
Okay.
There are no Asians in the film.
Okay, then I'm not gonna see this movie.
Okay, let's go to your comments.
He does
here real
craft
quick.
services at least, or at least the laundry. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There you go, Alan.
From a Movation for 5 Australian. Thank you. What film are you excited for?
Well, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Nosferatu and Joker 2.
Yeah, Joker 2. And then, I'm looking forward to Deadpool.
Same here. Same here.
For some reason, when I can't think of movies coming out this year, it's a bad year, or they're just not promoting these things well.
Right. A couple more comments. We have one more, at least one more news story we want to talk about.
All right. From John Platt, Nosferatu, let's go. Suns and Shadows, I'm so in for this. Castigan says, tasty pigeon snack. Yes. Who was that, by the way? Do you know? Was it the guy eating the rat or the pigeon?
He's a good character actor.
Okay. From the Introspect, this really looks like Bram Stoker's version of Nosferatu. Would you say that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very accurate. Like they had like a big budget. And I like that it's like it feels like a black and white. I mean, they really use the cinematography is so good. It's I don't want to, like, you saw it. You saw it.
Yeah, I saw it. It weirdly looked black and white, but I knew it wasn't.
Yeah. All right. We have some, you're not going to believe it. We have some Harry Potter news.
Yes.
Harry Potter news.
All right. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to hit the banner button here. There we go. All right. This came out today from The Wrap again. The Wrap's getting all the scoops today. HBO's Harry Potter series finds its writer and director in succession duo. Francesca Gardiner will serve as showrunner, while Mark Mylod will direct and executive produce. HBO's Harry Potter series has found its principal creative team. I mentioned them already. Mylod is currently slated to direct multiple episodes. He's best known for directing episodes of Game of Thrones and Succession, including the iconic Connor's Wedding episode in the final season, and will direct episodes of the upcoming second season of The Last of Us. Mylod is also responsible for directing Ray Fiennes' horror film The Menu and directed episodes of Shameless and The Affair. News comes on heels as Warner Bros. Discovery switching the highly anticipated project from Max to HBO. It looks like they're just talking here. The Harry Potter series has been in development since 2021 and seeks to be a faithful adaptation of the best-selling fantasy series written by J.K. Rowling. The series will feature a new cast to lead the new generation of fandom, full of fantastic detail and much-loved characters Harry Potter fans have loved for over 25 years, HBO said in a press statement. I think that's about it. It goes into Wizarding World and all the other stuff. So,
well, writer director from Succession, that means they are taking this very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And it also appears it's further off than we might suspect.
What do you mean further off? Like time-wise, or?
Yes, further off. We might be looking at 2026, 27.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping there is a pilot. The deal now is they kind of avoid going, because things are so expensive.
Yeah.
They'll actually avoid a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the casting is so critical for this.
Yeah.
Alan, your thoughts based on what we know.
I mean, you're saying a pilot. Are they going to screw this up so bad that a pilot's going to tank the entire
Hey,
series?
by the way,
yeah,
don't forget, Game of Thrones did a pilot that they completely scrapped and did another pilot. They got rid of the entire cast except for Peter Dinklage. They had a different cast for the show. So, and HBO doesn't screw things up. When they choose to do something and move forward, they are very detail oriented and very much plan for success. I expect this will be, you know what I suspect? It's going to be really good. It's going to be diverse, done right.
Yeah.
I feel that the company that does diversity terrible is always Disney.
Yeah.
Am I wrong though? Like
you are not wrong when it comes to Disney and diversity, because that's all they see is skin color. They don't see anything else. Just the fact that they, from my understanding of House of the Dragon, they race swapped an entire family, and it worked.
It worked great.
Yeah. And I'll say this, in terms of a pilot, I think the reason they're going to forego a pilot is the fact that you have a young cast that is going to be with this series, assuming it's successful, that's going to be with this series for at least eight seasons. Am I right? How many books are there?
There's 7 books.
Seven seasons, 8 films. Casting children is difficult, especially if you're gonna if they're gonna insist on a 7-year commitment, and to do a pilot and then recast. I mean, finding the right kids for this series will be like finding a needle in the haystack. That
is key. And that first Harry Potter movie, I mean, it's very much for children. It gets adult by the 3rd movie,
right?
At least going that way. They were gonna recast. The plan was to have them as kids, and when they started to get like teen, they would recast. They stuck with the entire cast through all 8 movies based on 7 books. This is encouraging. I mean, Succession is, Emmy Award winning. Like this is good news. This is good news.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
All right, let's go to comments And Alan, I have to take a quick break. If you could do that,
Sure.
I'll be right back.
All right, let's do this. We got some super chats here. Excuse me, Sons and Shadows for 5. HBO has proven from even their canceled shows Deadwood, Carnival, and Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, while some shows don't hit, they do know quality. And let's be frank, HBO has that reputation from its very beginning. From its, they were the big, what's a premium cable that was doing original content. For Pilgrim Media for 2, we demand Harry be a black lesbian. Yes, we demand that. Fearless Wolf for £2. Harry Potter will only work if the cat is Brit, like Game of Thrones. No, I'd like to see an American kid do a British accent. I mean, why not? But I hear what you're saying there. Let's see. From Toxic Waltz N8. This is a 10-year project. They can't afford to pull an Amazon Ring situation. Damn right. CD Stein 69. Who's betting they're going to push the Black Hermione with the whole modern audience line in there? Yeah. The other thing is, J.K. Rowling is a big part of this series. I believe she has a lot of creative authority over it. And quite frankly, I wouldn't put it past her to do that. Hey, it's me in HD. Not the team I pictured writing Harry Potter, but maybe they'll do it justice.
I think what this shows is they take it very seriously. I think that's what it shows. They are committed to this being hugely successful. And look, my kids read the books. They were riveted. Every movie was an event. I became a fan from the first movie. The third movie, to me, one of the best. And
that's
the fact
that Azkaban, am I right on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's when it begins to become more adult.
Yeah, more dark, much more dark. Yeah, the
And
other thing is, compared also to Disney, HBO is hiring experienced writers, directors, and showrunners. Disney is hiring up-and-coming, diverse directors, writers, and showrunners that they can control.
Bingo. That's the difference. Experienced and sought after versus up-and-coming, diverse, or willing to work for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, they're not getting paid the best and they're able to be controlled.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they hired a documentarian to do the Rey movie.
Yeah. Yeah. With no experience making science fiction.
Right.
A couple more comments here.
Yeah. From Robot Dues. Good. Let's get something better than the movie and remove the stank of Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson.
Well, I just think this will be different. It's more like I remember my kids telling me, well, the books are better, or this didn't happen in the movie, happened in the books. My understanding is each season will be one book. Mm-hmm. So we're probably looking at 8 episodes per season, 10 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna be an hour long, most likely. From Art Gentrum, I'm so worried about this series. I think there's room to be optimistic about this series, but I get it. The general distrust of Hollywood is a valid feeling.
I agree. So there we go. Wow, this is fun, Alan.
Yeah.
Let's do one more news story, then we'll get into Acolyte. Pick one that you want to talk about.
Well, those were the 2 I put on there. Why don't you pick one that...
No, you pick.
Why am I picking?
And I'm going to just let you...
I wish everyone to have a very moist day.
That was not what I was...
May the menstrual cycle be with you. Always.
When we're not streaming, I will play some of these videos for fun.
Yes.
I live in here. Story, Alan. My dad grew up on a farm. he would tell me stories about it. And my grandparents used to garden. They would have raspberries and apples, and we would go picking fruit. So it's really interesting. So I'm a little kid, and we get like 25 cents, my sister and I, and we go to these farms that they would give you, they'd weigh your basket. So they would put a little piece of paper in your basket, say your basket weighs this or whatever, or we'd bring in boxes. Then they would weigh it on the way out. They deduct the weight of the packaging, and you just pay for, like, we would get so much fresh fruit. My grandmother had a pantry. She'd make fresh strawberry jam. Everything was fresh. She used to mock going to restaurants. Like, I can make better food than this. This was my grandmother. So yeah, I learned a lot from them. I don't live anywhere where I actually have enough land to actually farm, but I should.
Yeah, my mom grew up on a farm, but then the Japanese burned it down.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you deserve that one.
Oh my God. Look, that was boring. That was like, I was boring. That is. All right.
I don't even know what brought us to that subject.
I don't know. Let's post up this story, Alan.
All
How
right.
Studios are okay. AI is coming, but it's not just coming, it's here. AI is being used in many ways in Hollywood right now.
Yeah. And so this is a survey basically going over how AI is currently being used. And I think what we could do is just kind of look at the charts.
I mean, very famously, Tyler Perry got a demo of some AI and how AI would be used for film sets and whatnot, and scrapped building a whole studio and facility in Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, part of me felt like that was a little bit of an overreaction, but maybe he knows something we don't.
Well, one thing we know AI is going to be used for is cost savings.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to see AI get used creatively in any way that will save Hollywood money, because we've seen shrinking profits, a market that's narrowing. The numbers of people going to theaters is less now, period. That's just a fact. Unless it's an event movie, the regular habit of going to the movies, it's gone. So you're going to see AI applied mostly in areas that will save money. A lot of things that will be invisible, like scheduling, whatnot. But if you could go through this, Alan.
Yeah. So this first chart is basically how generative AI is being adopted, how it's being used in media and entertainment. So you got 6% here saying that it's prohibited. 6% of the companies don't use it; they prohibit its use. 15 goes to saying that they've not yet started using it. Then we move to exploration phase here, testing and piloting, tested and paused. 2% tried it, didn't want to do it. But 33% said that it's active in a few areas in their company. That's a third of all media companies, media and entertainment companies. And 16% says that it's in several areas, which brings a total to 49%. So less than half of the entertainment media companies are using AI, generative AI, in some way. And just kind of moving down here, what is the following, if any, do you expect generative AI to be used for? Half of those responding says concept design for new concepts, for new content. The next says 49% enhanced visual effects in content. 49% says marketing and distribution. Then we get to customer service chat bots. Interesting. Content localization, for example, AI dubbing. That's 30% currently using it or expecting to use it that way. And then the rest of consumer applications. Do you have any comments about that?
Yeah, for sure. When it comes to, I have a friend who has a post house. What they do is their house does they used to work for Fox. they did all the foreign dubbed versions of movies. So they take a movie like X-Men 2, and they would do all the, every different version for other countries. Sometimes up to 80 versions for localization for a big film. That will save a lot. I don't have a problem with AI being used for things like, things that involve accounting or numbers. When it comes to creativity, I have concerns. There's even a documentary you should see. It's about, I forget the name of this documentary. You can look it up. It's about all the people in foreign countries that were the voice of George Clooney. I saw this movie on a plane. So and they're famous in their own country. Like the guy who did every time a George Clooney movie would come out, this guy in Spain would do George Clooney's voice, or in France, and they were all very famous. So all their jobs are gone. Their jobs are now gone. So I'm hesitant about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Concept design, I can see that. It's already being done. Like we see it on YouTube with those AI trailers, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. And then it says concept design for new content. I mean, you're building landscapes that you used to do by hand or do by, program yourself. And now AI is, can make 3D models very quickly. I think you mentioned a lot of it is time saving, a lot of it's cost saving. Let me see. I'm just really interested in this marketing, customer service chatbots. It sounds like, are we going to start getting AI trailers, movie trailers?
I think what you could do is use AI to make a first draft. I think that's where AI will be used creatively. Here's the first draft of something. Then a human comes in and finesses it.
Yeah.
We will begin to see the impact very shortly.
Yeah.
Within the next year or two, you'll see it. But I think what they'll do is it will be children's entertainment first.
All right. So this chart, factors affecting generative AI implementation. So factors regarding why you would start using, or factors involved in the ultimate decision in using AI. So the first, obviously, 51% says the quality of AI content. If the quality is there, that's a big motivating factor to do it. The efficacy and accuracy of generative AI tools. So do you get people with 5 fingers or with 6 fingers? Let's see, data privacy of personal and proprietary information, cybersecurity, copyright, intellectual property laws. Let's see, ethical data related to AI training sources, consumer acceptance, employee. So yeah, these are the things that are kind of hurdles to cross in order for it to come in. Quality, accuracy, privacy, the law. And so that's kind of the things to be considering here. And this is the chart that just says, that describes what a monster AI is, and what this monster will look like.
Right. Well, it remains to be seen, but we will be feeling its effects very soon. Let's go to your chat comments and questions here.
All right. From G8 Gatekeeper, or Gatekeeper. There you go. 1999. Chris, I know you love Alan. And I was already subscribed to you guys, but I'll join if you say something nice about Alan. I'm happy to see you doing well. I wish you guys continued success and in good health.
Well, I've made a vow that I would never, ever publicly say anything nice about Alan. I've never loved a man more than I love Alan right now.
You and 100 other men.
No,
That's a whole life.
Yeah, Alan's great to work with. I mean, we have disagreements, whatever, but I'm committed to solving the problem, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I love to read Alan's reviews. I love to read Alan's reviews because he'll take a movie I've never heard of and I get excited. I want to see it, you know? I want to see it. So, is that I say some stuff nice about Alan a lot. Alan never says anything nice about me. That's the truth.
I say nicely about you.
I've never heard it. All right, more comments.
I'll think of one by the end of the show.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. From hashtag phone punk hashtag. Isn't CGI a form of AI? Computer formulas produced what looks like real objects to the human eye. I'd say that there's CGI is only as good as the artist programming it.
Bingo.
Winsome hacks. Watch Hollywood try to lie and say the budgets still have to stay high. From Spencer, writers have a lot to fear with AI. The bad writers do anyways. Yeah, I mean that was the strike. There you go. A nerd far away. I'm gonna venture a statement about AI here. AI is not art, in my opinion. A tool, yes. Art, no. I get the prohibitions. I want art from people. From Randolph Lalonde for $7 Canadian. As a writer, the thought of AI being used to create scripts is offensive. I hope the sameness factor comes in quickly, so their creations are bland. Yes, interesting. And then Sons and Shadows gifted 5 Film Threat memberships. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for that. And we are 322 subscribers away from 322 subs away from 125,000 subs. That's exciting.
Yes.
From 125.
I know. We're inching our way to 169,000.
Yes, which is Alan's dream.
Yeah. I used to think it was 69,000 was good enough, but I will not rest until we get to 169,000. So please, partners out there, supporters, get your friends, get your family, get them to subscribe, and we will reach that 169,000 goal, and then we'll stop doing live streams. And
a quick reminder: stop by the Film Threat shop, pick up a shirt. It's beer, barbecue, and Film Threat. You can get a mug, a Film Threat mug, t-shirt, lots of stuff at shop.filmthreat.com. Also, visit the website, visit filmthreat.com. Check it out. You can read Alan's reviews.
Yeah.
And reminder also of the funeral. This is the week before Comic-Con. It's Wednesday, July 17th. Funeral for a Franchise. Join us in memory of Star Wars, a global event of epic proportions. That will be phenomenal. All right.
I can't believe it's gone.
Just wait.
I have a message for Mr. Chris Gore. This is my eulogy. Star Wars is dead, and the world will mourn. Lazy writing got us feeling so torn. Wokeness killed the show. What a fucking bore. Angry fans rise. We demand more.
Why did Darth Vader say that? That's pretty crazy.
Oh my God.
Weird. All right, it's time for the Acolyte episode 5. The power of one. The power of two. The power of many. The power of one. The power of two. The power of many.
No other collection gives you the feeling of pure moods.
That's crazy. Alan, we have seen episode 5, and I'm not going to I'm gonna cut right to it. This is the best episode. Well, when I say best, I mean best of the worst. Meaning the rest of it is so just dismissible, bad dialogue. And by the way, terrible dialogue in this episode. This was, and we are in spoilers territory. Warning right now. We will be talking spoilers right off the bat. So leave if you care. But this is Smilo Ren. Smilo Ren does not have a name. But
By the way, our
Smilo
numbers
Ren-
are now increasing since you've said that.
Yeah, more people are joining. Smilo Ren, here's the quick synopsis of this episode. Smilo Ren was revealed. The identity, you predicted it, Alan. Who is Smilo Ren?
It's Kirill, Kieran, Quirrell.
Keemer.
What?
Keemer.
Yeah.
Was
But
revealed
he
to
goes
be-
by the Stranger.
Yeah, the
this
Stranger.
episode.
He never said a name. I don't have a name. You might call me Sith. He basically wiped out and killed everyone, which was unexpected. And some of the lightsaber moves are pretty cool. Whipping a lightsaber, no, I'm serious.
Okay.
He skewered one Jedi and then force pulled another into
But that doesn't mean anything. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
What I'm saying, let me get to it.
Yeah, I know. Go.
Some cool lightsaber stuff that we'd never seen before was original, and I didn't care because I didn't really care about these characters. All the ones that were killed early on were like Jedi. We never learned their names, right? But overall, I was like, oh, interesting. And then there's the conflict between the twins, and when they speak, the dialogue is so bad. I just didn't care. That's up my broad brush strokes of episode 5. Alan, what did you think?
Yeah, it was bad. It was just, I don't know that I would say it was bad. I just think continuing the bland and uninspiring. I will say kudos to Disney for screwing around with IMDb and putting Jodie Turner-Smith as having appeared in 5 episodes or will appear in 5 episodes. And then Jacinto appearing in only 1 episode. So good job to throw people off. But I think, your comment of I don't care comes into play here, because now that we know who Smilo Ren is, this is the thing I'm so frustrated about with this series. Okay, now that Keemer is Smilo Ren, well, why do we care, or what's the motivation? I've talked to people about this. I go, when we were discussing the identity of who Smilo Ren is, I brought up Keemer, a couple other people, but ultimately the question was, well, why? Why does that matter? What's the motivation? And the common response I got from people I talked to was, well, you just have to stay tuned and find out. And I'm like, but you need to motivate me to want to stay tuned. That's not a reason for me want to. What? I'm going to stick with this series to finally figure out why Keemer did what he did. And this is indicative of the entire series of why did this happen? Why is that happening? Well, it'll be revealed in a further episode. That's not why you watch a television show. You should be inspired and want to know want to know what the answers are and be excited about that. And I'm just not excited. I don't care. And that's again my problem with this entire series. The other thing that I'm having a problem with is, most movies have protagonists and antagonists. So who are the protagonists? Who are the antagonists? May and Osha switch places so much that who am I rooting for? In fact, who am I rooting for? Who do I want to live? Who do I want to die? Soul was a guy we kind of liked, but they're setting him up as a guy who probably doesn't deserve to live anymore, just like Torben did. So who am I rooting for? Yeah, and this is the entire. I just feel like there's zero morality, zero values that Leslie Headland has in her life. That she, this is a show that has no values, no human values whatsoever, and so it's like there's only one reason I'm sticking with the series, and that's the grift, so that we can make money off of it. And so thank you for that, Disney.
Well, at least you are honest. I got to show you something here. This dropped today.
Mm-hmm.
It's the helmet for the stranger.
Yay!
From the Acolyte. You can pre-order it for $100, and it comes out in fall 2025.
Really?
There's a helmet surrounded by like 100 ads.
So you can't buy it now. You can get it a year from now.
Pre-order it for $100, and you'll get it in fall of 2025. What do you think, Alan?
Well, compared to the Riva lightsaber, I would buy this one over it.
Yeah, I mean, the design is kind of weird. It looks like a raptor or whatever. Weird.
But I mean, I'll admit it's kind of cool. I kind of dig it. I would never buy that. Now you got to turn the mic off when you cough, not the camera.
Yeah, I turn the camera off when I. No, look, we can nitpick everything that happened, but almost everything had some dumb consequence.
Yeah,
the whole thing with like May switching places with her sister.
Oh, the haircut.
Yeah, she cuts her hair. Her sister is unconscious. She takes off all her sister's clothes, puts her clothes on, takes her clothes off. Her sister's naked and puts her clothes. It's like she roofied her sister and is now switching clothes. It's, when you actually think about it, it's dumb. And then Jackie, her death. So all these characters have been introduced. They all have action figures. Here's the cast of the Acolyte. They're all dead, which I gotta say, I admire that. I admire that. Like, I didn't expect it. I was like, that's pretty bold. Unless this was a dream or a vision. And they're all back next episode.
Oh, don't bring that. Don't introduce that possibility.
I would not put it past them that they didn't die and they're all coming back because there's flashbacks, remember?
Yeah. First of all, Jackie, did you notice the way Jackie dies?
Yes. 3
lightsabers to the chest, but you could clearly see none of them hit major organs. So is she
could
dead?
She live?
Did she live? I mean, she got a lightsaber to the chest. I mean, we now know that that's not fatal. So did she live? And what would be, for someone said that the lightsaber battles in this were going to rival Duel of the Fates from Phantom Menace. Maybe it's me, but was that the moment when they were fighting, when Smiler Ren was fighting all those Jedi being blocked by the forest? And then the Jedi are so stupid. They do ninja fighting, where one ninja goes in one at a time and then gets killed, and then the next one goes in.
Yeah.
And then fighting should have a point and a purpose. I mentioned this happens in wrestling. This should happen here. But, what is the point of having this fight? Are you going to kill your enemy? Are you going to subdue your enemy? It goes back to Star Wars choreography. It's about the choreography. It's not about the fight.
Well, it's action tells the story. The story here was kill all these Jedi, which on its face, I think is a cool idea. The way it was executed, oh man, the part where Osha took her robot, I love you, Pip, and turned the robot into a flashlight that attracted the giant moth creatures,
Yeah.
which only took him away for a little bit. What?
Well, worse than that, immediately before that, Soul was about to slice Smiler Ren's head off with a lightsaber, but OSHA stopped him. And then that's when they go into putting the flashlight on his back, and then the monsters get it. So would it have been? I mean, he could have killed him for sure the first time by slicing his head off. It just goes to how bad of a writer Leslie Headland is, and I will still submit that she's better than Dave Filoni.
And I'll say this too. It wasn't bad when no one was talking, because I'm sitting there during the action. I'm like, oh, something's actually happening in this show. People die, like secrets are revealed. But then the dialogue kicks in. Amanda Stenberg is she's not good in this part. Like, she just isn't. And even worse, that video she did, that sort of that music video.
Yes.
I'll say this.
The one that looks great with the sound off.
Right. She's a very attractive woman. She's very attractive. They make her ugly and schlumpy in this. They literally uglify all the women in the show, make them all look ugly in ill-fitting robes. There's no, my God, why can't women in Disney be like women? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and then we're left with, okay, OSHA and May switch places, and Soul can't sense that.
Yeah.
He can't sense that they switch. I think unless Soul is playing May, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's an idiot, and the Jedi are dumb.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've been saying this since Kenobi. The Force is a plot convenience. It serves only to it exists only to serve the plot of the show, and that's it. Not for any reason whatsoever. We just need it to do this. We need to ignore the Force so that May can replace OSHA. And just we're going to use the Force as telepathy. We could use it all the time. I think there was a time they were throwing things when back in the past we would see Darth Vader throwing things at Luke. So it just becomes this matter of convenience to tell the story, and not anything that even remotely serves as a power of any kind. Well,
episode 5 was the best of the series so far. It's not saying much because the story was dumb, things you can pick apart. I wasn't invested really in the characters, so their deaths were not really meaningful.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. I'll say one shocking thing. Well, first of all, the episode was shocking. I'm going to shock you right now. I will say something Disney Plus can use in the marketing of The Acolyte.
Okay.
This is a quote from Film Threat. The Acolyte is the most talked about series on Disney Plus. Because it is the most talked about series on Disney Plus.
Sadly, it's not the most viewed series on Disney Plus,
or the most widely liked series, or the highest rated, but it is the most talked about. Give them credit where credit is due. And I will say that it had moments. It had moments this episode. No, I'm serious. It had moments.
Give me the one moment.
The lightsaber skewering, the lightsaber boomerang, the actor who plays Keemer was the best of the series. He is really good. He's the best. Okay, wait. He is the best actor who speaks English in the series. So Soul is out there.
I mean, that whole boomerang thing. My biggest problem with that one is there's no sense of space. He throws the boomerang, it slices through the trees. of course, we get this dramatic moment where you see the trees falling, and then all of a sudden he catches it again, or Soul deflects it, and then a second later, Kiemer catches it. That's my problem. It doesn't work itself out from a distance standpoint, from a physics standpoint. They're just stringing together pretty images to tell a pretty story. Physics be damned, logic be damned.
Well, look, I expect this is the best episode. The heights have been reached. This is the best we're going to get. It's all downhill from here.
No, because I have to believe there's another flashback sequence coming up,
And
either in the next episode or the next one.
Yes, another flashback, so we find out what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think one of the mothers is coming back. I still believe that.
All right.
I was wrong on my prediction of the stranger. You predicted it.
Yeah, I'm going to say that next. I'm hoping the next episode will be the flashback. Now that the pieces have been placed, we need to go back in time, and then if they were smart, they would go back in time and then give more origin, more context to the pieces in place, and let it play out from there. I'll give you my lame prediction for Kiemer, or for Smiler Ren.
Please.
That's Palpatine.
What?
I know it's. It wouldn't surprise me if that was Palpatine. I know we can deal with the years, that maybe he's too young, but hell, does that matter anymore? The fact that he's Filipino,
or
does
at
that
the
matter
end
anymore?
At the end, he renames himself. I go by a new name now. My name is Darth Plagueis.
Darth City.
That's what he could do. I go by it. It wouldn't surprise me at the end of Rise of Skywalker, Rey names herself Rey Skywalker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't he name himself Darth Plagueis? There will be some connection between the prequels and the series. There will be.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to your super chats and comments here. Alan, I gotta
pee.
Yeah, go for it. I'll be right back.
Let's do this. All right. From Lord Botha for $4.99. You don't remember me, Smiler. I sense something familiar. Soul. Don't put it past Disney to make the two Asian characters related for sure. There you go. Ron is wrong. Alan nailed it. That's right. He did. From Not Kevin Feige. I think what you all missed, he identified himself as Sith. Yeah. Everyone's been pointing that out. That's probably why I haven't mentioned it. But, and again, timelines be damned. Pilgrim Media for 2. Episode 5 was a steaming pile of horse hockey. Twink Wars. Yeah. I don't know why Chris thinks that's the best. Chris Platt, member for 1 month. Hail Frank Gore and Ng the Merciless. You guys bring the best indie entertainment stories. I'm here for it. The power of film threats. Thank you for that. Here, we'll move down here to David Smart for 10. Chris Gore, you are awesome. You is awesome. Here, I'll wait for him to come back for that one. Castigan for £199. The stranger is when you sit on your hands first. All right, and Flav, member for 11 months. Acolyte is shocking. Hail Frank and Alan. I'll go back up to here to David.
Thanks, man.
10. Chris Gore, you is awesome, and I'm glad you is well. I want to ask you, think that Kevin Costner film will be any good, and why TV or movie studios love to tell the fans to go away. It doesn't work at all.
First of all, thank you, David, for your generous super chat. And thanks for your kind words. I am seeing Horizon tomorrow. I'm seeing it tomorrow. So 3 hours. Alan and I on Friday, we're reviewing a ton of movies. I mean, I'll look at the list. We're reviewing Horizon, A Quiet Place Day 1, Kalki 2898, Daddy-O, and if we get to it, The Devil's Bath. So there you are. Thank you so much. Like, yeah, I can't wait for that. I love Westerns. I really love Dances with Wolves. And what's weird is if that movie came out now, people would call it woke. This is early 90s. And he won Best Director for that. Not only that, Kevin Costner put his personal fortune. He put up his own money for this movie. So I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you, David. That's very generous. Appreciate you. Let's keep going.
Okay. For let's see. Sorry. There we go. Whoops. Frozen Bill Killer for $4.99. Why buy a helmet we can break when it's love tapped by a Muppet?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll do the thing here, Alan.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, sorry. That's what you're referring to. From Sandman says Run Runner for $2 Canadian. It will be a Twilight breaking down scenario.
By the way, nice Logan's Run reference there. I'm a huge fan. I saw the movie when I was way too young. I think in 4th grade or something, whatever. And I read the book. It was very different than the movie. And I'm a huge fan of Logan's Run. Hey, look who's here.
Valiant Renegade. Hey, I don't know, film threat. Millions and millions of kids talk about Bluey.
There you are.
Yeah.
Thanks, Valiant. Good to hear. I watch all the videos. I'm like, we are a united fandom in celebrating all of this. Just having fun talking about it.
Absolutely.
So start from the bottom here.
All right. Frank Gore, 199. See? Frank Gore, completely different person. Does the chat know there are 2 Gores? Hell chat. Yeah. I guess I just blew the joke there.
Well, yes, there are 2. There is another. And there you go. There's Frank Gore.
Yeah.
Looks like Rob Burnett there for a sec.
Yeah.
Hey, Valiant. Thank you. That's generous. Appreciate you.
Yeah. For 5, Valiant Renegade for 5. If Darth Twinkus claims to be Palpatine, then which mother will claim to be Plagueis because she created Force life? Burn the whole thing down, LOL. Again,
oh, wait. Let's stop for a second. That is a great theory. Because Plagueis created life, right?
Mm-hmm.
She could be Plagueis. And then he's Palpatine.
Yeah. I mean, it could work out age-wise, couldn't it? I mean, he was pretty old in Phantom Menace. He stretched things out. He lived a long time.
He
the Force
somehow
his Sith powers to keep him alive.
Moved up the political ladder.
Yeah.
Like an evil Mitch McConnell.
Mm-hmm. There you go. From Nirak for 5. The robot is totally Olaf in the Frozen fanfic. He'll be back. The end credits on the final episode will be the droid acting out the whole thing in song. I have to say, this was that droid is so annoying.
Yeah, it's just it's a
too easy
smartphone.
It's just too easy. It's cheap. The other thing that I liked was Yord with his lightsaber and Osha with her flashlight.
Yeah.
Just the juxtaposition there. All right. From Gatekeeper for $4.99. I'll accept that. I'm joining. Alan, I need you to say something nice about Chris. Yeah. No, Chris is a great friend. No,
wait, start over.
Here we go. Chris is a great friend. He likes I think what I appreciate about him most is he sees the potential in people. And he is always nice. He's never petty. Like bringing up minor things like a misspelled banner or a banner that has been on the screen way too long. No, he'll never bring that up and explode and implode and then call you out on it in videos.
Well, the very first part, you're right. That second part, that was nice. The first thing you said, that part is actually true. But it's not nice. Yeah. No. Thanks. Oh,
No,
that's great. Thanks, Gatekeeper.
I could show you the receipts on this conversation about the banner I forgot to take down when I ended the show.
Oh my God. I laugh now. Whatever. You got really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you just remember when you were still doing Hollywood on the Rocks by yourself or a co-host? It was just, I watched it as a fan.
Yeah. Back when I was doing all 3 shows by myself. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm an Alan fan.
Okay.
I'm an Alan stan.
Yeah.
Where's the Alan Stan fam out there? Yeah. Alan Stans.
I remember, I was a fan of yours on G4. It's weird.
I'm a fan of you now.
I know. I never talk about G4, but it was the geek news show that I always wanted.
Yeah. Too bad that era is over.
Yeah.
That era's done. But you're on the Blu-ray. You're on the Blu-ray of the movie in the extras.
Oh, in the extras, really?
Yeah, you're on it.
I haven't watched the extras yet.
You're on it. Okay. All right.
I know I'm in the credits.
Gatekeeper. More comments here.
All right. Let's see. Aaron Taylor, evil Mitch McConnell. So Mitch McConnell. Wait a minute.
Exactly.
That politics doesn't work out there. Valley Renegade for 2. Thanks again. The Palps kill Plagueis. Keemer killed mothers. I mean, because Keemer had to be there on the Witch Island or the Witch Planet. From Laura Buckles, get a room. Yeah, that's right. Neon Lux, and Chris Chris will never incite cyberbullying on Alan. No, never.
Wait, I don't. I've never done that.
No, only in videos.
I'll tease you for sure.
All right.
Let's see.
Oh, here's a good one.
For 2 here.
I can read ahead already. Coach sipping Jamba Juice out of a straw for 2. Eric Weber is a big fan of your work, Chris. That's what I've heard.
All I hear, all I can say is this: I admire Eric Weber for having a YouTube channel that never grows. He has the same amount of subscribers as he had years ago. And
keep going.
I admire him for having no success whatsoever. And all he does is attack other people. Good use of your time. That's great. He's spiraled into irrelevancy. So this is what people say, that he keeps talking about me. I'll give you a clue. I never talk about Eric because there's no point. He's irrelevant. Moving on.
Even though we just did. Okay. From Cable Watson for 2. Talk about Dr. Disrespect.
No thanks. I have no opinion.
I have no idea.
There you go.
Don't know who he is. All I know is the controversy.
Don't care. All right.
Ron is wrong. Frank and Chris are a dyad in the forest. The power of 1, the power of 2, and the power of fisting.
That's gonna get clipped. I promise. It's gonna get clipped.
All right. Gatekeeper for $4.99. LOL. I accept that, Alan. I loved you guys. I'm joining. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Gatekeeper. Let's start back at the top with non-super chat comments.
Yes.
The comments are great. It's really fun to talk to all of you about this. It's just fun. So
absolutely. From MK Solid, I have to give credit where it's due. The Acolyte villain was pretty cool. Men being badass is pretty hard to screw up, I guess. I also think Asian male actors deserve the spotlight after decades. Absolutely.
Well, I think almost everyone across the board has given the actor who plays Soul credit. He did not know English before this.
I know. Well, it's that work ethic we have. That work.
By the way, he speaks better than I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What does that tell you?
I bet he could say prostitute.
He can say prostitute. See, I can barely do it. So, yeah, thanks, MK.
All right, from Bill S. Preston, Esquire. Hail all. The Acolyte sucks. There's your review. Also, Film Threats D-File is much better than the gotcha journalist recording D-bags on dates.
Yeah, I have been communicating with James O'Keefe. I sent him links to Alan's D-Files. Never heard back. The first part of those videos, those James O'Keefe videos, were very eye-opening, and it confirmed a lot of stuff we already knew. The second video was dumb. I'm sorry. It was.
Did you watch the whole thing, or did you? Have you? Only
I just watched that first part, and I just tuned out. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, did you get to at least the part where the guy thinks that Bob Iger is corrupt?
No.
No, I think that's the part you wanted to get to. The second one, I mean, it's weird because it goes back to that stereotype or that saying that Hollywood is run by Jews. It's kind of like how real is that really? And it sounds like there's that. It's weird. It's the elite versus the rest of us. There's this elite that lives in the clouds watching us down here fight amongst each other. And so it's the elites living in the higher echelons of a Disney corporate watching all the DEI peons they've hired battle it out below them. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting so far after watching these things.
Yeah, I just think that it got salacious where he was dating two women, right? And then they both show up and know it. That was just.
Did you see the third one?
Oh, I haven't seen the third one.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, no, you got to see the third one.
Should we just watch it?
Should we? What time? How much time do we have?
10
it's
minutes.
Like 20 minutes, or it's like. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize you hadn't seen the third one yet.
No, I just saw that one where he was caught dating two girls, which is normal.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then the funny part was when he was just talking to the security guard from Disney and talking to people around him about what he was doing, and it's kind of, oh yeah, Disney's corrupt. Disney's But the third one, it was basically it was another executive who was complaining that that the C-suite, in order to get in the C-suite, you're basically a Jewish man to be in the C-suite, and that there was a executive who was Haitian Hispanic, who was making her way up the ranks, and then when she got just underneath the C-suite, she realized that no one was behind her. And that she quit because she knew that she had hit the point that she could, and that and that kind of paints that picture of there are the people who are really in charge of Disney, and the people who that work under them, that are the diversities, the DEIs, that will just never reach their levels.
Alan?
Jim T, the funeral is on Disneyland's 69th anniversary. Oh yeah,
is that true?
I don't. Can it be?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know if that'd
be hilarious if it was.
Here, let me read that for a second.
Yeah, from M for $2. Comic-Con meetup when?
Wednesday, July 24th. 7 p.m. at the Basic Bar Pizza, 410 10th Avenue in San Diego. Mark it on your calendar. So there you go. All right, thank you for the 2.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Hold on, what day is the funeral again?
Wednesday, July 17th.
Yeah, it's the 69th anniversary.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
We planned that. We must have planned that.
Oh, we planned it. Wow.
Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing.
All right, moving on. More comments here.
Are we good or wet? Smells like teen horror. $1.99. I only care about the power of Space Gopher. Of Basil, the Space Gopher. New rack for $5. Trini will come back as the actual Sith. Smilo is nobody. Trini is looking for a real apprentice.
Well, some are saying Trinity might be alive. She's part of it.
I don't know. She got impaled by a dagger and not a lightsaber.
We'll see. We'll see. All right.
From
Rumble.
Yeah. Caveat ties. Hey, for one, a daily reminder, I can point to a horse I used to ride in Dances with Wolves, the Palomino with the boy who's trying to steal Kevin Costner's horse.
Nice. I still love that movie.
Macho Elbow for $5. Have you guys seen the trailer for Zemeckis's Here? Looks incredible. Keep up the good work. I have not.
No, I haven't. Should I look for that? I'm gonna search.
Okay.
I'm gonna search right now.
I'll just keep going. Matthew Hammond for $4.99. An idea for Versus is tier lists of the best movies in a certain decade. You provide the list of the movies in advance so people can watch them. Let's see. Yeah, do we want to do lists for Versus?
Versus is an evolving show.
Yeah.
The point of Versus was to bring in different opinions. You get to hear what Alan and I think of things on Wednesday and Friday. Versus is our panel show. And we like to invite other YouTubers, ones we agree with and not. So it's evolving. We'll add other stuff. We might EFAP stuff. It's evolving, but people really seem to like it. And the people who have been guests always ask to come back. They have a good experience. So it's an evolving thing. Any thoughts, Alan?
Yeah. In terms of specifically this, there's a potential there. I don't know. I'd have to think that through just to see how exciting is listing. That's the question. Ultimately, it is.
I found the trailer for Here.
Okay.
I don't think we have time to watch it. I will watch it. It's also Sony. We can't.
Oh, yeah.
Every stream of ours somehow gets demonetized. So I'm fearful of showing so many trailers.
Yeah, that's weird. So Disney is the only company that doesn't strike their videos,
which is unique. But here we go. All right, more supers.
All right, Patrick Lemire for $1.99. The universe planned it. Yes,
that is crazy.
I'm a Euro boy. Is a new member. Hey, welcome aboard. That's like
Grace Randolph. Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Couple more.
Jeremiah here. For 2 is the Acolyte Cruel and Unusual Punishment.
For us, it is.
Yeah. It's just, And from Randolph Lalonde for 7 Canadian, I think it's time for Spaceballs reboot.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Couple more here. We'll wrap up the comments.
Gamergate, the power of 1, the power of 2, the power of FU. And from Catherine Hubbard, only reason fight scenes were not as awful is that they were not directed by Hedlund, but by a fight coordinator. Writing still horrible.
Yeah, I think the show looks cheap, but the fighting, you can't criticize that for episode 5, I think did as well as could be expected. So, all right, we have a special guest that's joining us. And I want to see, let's play a trailer. We have a trailer for what we're about to experience. Okay. And I'm going to share it here. See if we can play this. All right. You're going to cut this out, Glenn. let's take a look at this here. At the this out. Here's a quick tease of what we're about to see. The Batette Follies. It's here, and the creator is going to join us, Russall Beattie, who is the creator of this show, who is renowned for putting this stuff together. Welcome him to the film, to Hollywood on the Rock. Russall, hey, thanks for joining us, man.
I was glad
Love
to be
the
back.
tease. Let's put you front and center here. This you are first. Let's talk about The Empire Strips Back, your epic show, which is returning later this year to the Montalban.
Yeah, I think it's back in October, I believe.
Your mic is a little low here. If we could get you the mic so we can hear you a little better here.
Sorry. 1 second.
All right. But tell us about The Empire Strips Back, the how that show evolved and how it became. I mean, it's run for months in not just the US but other countries.
Yeah, so we I started The Empire Strips Back years ago as a joke. And it just kind of kept growing and growing and growing till it kind of became the behemoth it is now. I think there's 3 shows running at the moment. I've kind of Zach grown me. I've handed that off now to other to local like US based producers. So I think at the moment there's one in San Francisco, there's one in DC, and there's one maybe just finished in Montreal, maybe. But there's 3 productions usually running. It opens up in Germany later this year, Mexico. It's been in France, the UK. It's traveled everywhere. So it's kind of its own beast now. And yeah, I haven't had much to do with it for the last 18 months because I've been working on other projects. But yeah, it just kind of keeps growing and growing and doesn't seem to stop.
And previous to that, you did a Game of Thrones themed burlesque show. Is that right?
Yeah, I've done a lot of themes. So I've done Game of Thrones. I've done the films of Quentin Tarantino. I've done, Wizard of Oz. I've done all sorts of stuff. So basically, I'm kind of known for the theme parody burlesque shows, amongst other things.
I saw the Tarantino one. My understanding is Tarantino attended.
Not to my one. Not to my one. That one may have been a different one. There's no shortage of Tarantino tribute burlesque shows out there.
Right. Well, now tell us about this. I've seen at least a tease of the show and your book. Not sure how much you can talk about the book.
I can talk about everything.
Okay. That book blew my mind. I showed it to Gary Beekler. I bought him a copy and sent it to him. Okay. When you first came out, I bought 2 copies because I thought, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to get this again, because it's such a rare item. But tell me what went into this book, the Gotham 1919 to 1939.
Well, yeah, kind of. It started out as like a bit of an art project at first, where I just wanted to I'm a big fan of history. And don't get me wrong, I love Batman, but I find the more he gets more tech orientated, the more I kind of lose interest. So I wanted to focus on a time period where he would make a lot of sense. And to me, it was between the 2 world wars. And I'm always fascinated by that period because there was a lot of change in the world. So when I started this project, I just wanted to do a realistic take on Batman, just the most grounded version you'll ever see. In the Public Enemies period, the period where Prohibition was in, and you had the celebrity gangster and the crash of the stock market and all these things could you know, the world hadn't even been built yet the way we know it, but yet it was already collapsing, you know. And I just thought that was such an interesting time to kind of set Batman. So yeah, I did the book. I did it over 10 years. For those who kind of have the book, they kind of can pick that up because I shoot with the same models over that period. So, for example, my Robins, I shoot with them when they're like, the first time I shot with them, they were 11 years old. And then when I brought them back for Nightwing and Red Hood and those older versions of the characters, I actually waited 10 years until they got to old enough to take their photos for Nightwing and whatnot. So I kind of went overboard with like the production of that. And the whole point was in the story of the book, if you go to the epilogue, they talk about, you know, all these films and shows that got based on the exploits of Batman at the time. And one of the shows they talk about is the Batman Follies of 1929. So the show I'm doing in Hollywood is actually in universe of the book.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like, if Batman were real and set during the Prohibition era gangster, he, like you said, it's logical for Batman to exist in that period. Tech was kind of crude, these costumed, flamboyant villains, him using just brute force and then becoming a legend actually during that time. I really think we're getting to the point where modernity is not making things better. Modernity, as applied to heroes and old legends and stories, actually tends to make things worse. That's why setting things in the past, like the upcoming Fantastic Four movie, is set in the 60s, right? Mm-hmm. So this just makes so much sense. Now, what it went into the evolution of the show, which is, I'll put the link in the description. I'm going to share the share screen with this. It's the Batette Follies of 1939. You can go and get tickets to see it right now in LA.
Yeah, well, what went into it? I suppose because after I finished with Star Wars, I was looking for something new to kind of do, and I wanted to tell the story, like continue the story of the book, because I've basically written 2 sequels and then something else. Haven't started taking the photos yet, but I have all the pages accounted for and everything. And basically, they were Metropolis 1925 to 1945 and Themyscira 1933 to 1963. Now, unfortunately, along with Gotham, I went a bit too big with my promotion, and I got a cease and desist from DC and Warner Brothers. So I'm not allowed to sell the books anymore and not allowed to continue making them. They asked me to change the name of the show. They actually tried to shut down the show.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. DC is now paying attention to you.
Oh, but most definitely. I've been having a lot of conversations with their lawyers. So basically, I offered them the book for free. I said, hey guys, I said the concept is beyond me. It's the fans sort of really running it now. I'm just kind of feeding them, and you know, I'm like a lifeguard, just telling them, you know, I'm like the dungeon master, and they're all playing with, you know, with the stories. They didn't care. They didn't even respond to the email when I offered it to them for free. So I've just been dealing with the lawyers, and they basically wanted me to sign an agreement to lock me out of working on any DC things in the future, touching their characters. They're going to let me put on this one version of the show for like 6 weeks, and then I would have had to go through their lawyer to get permission in the future. So they came really hard on it, on us, straight up. And we try to explain to them that, you know, what's better, you know, us doing an original take on Batman for the fans, you know, to support, you know, the content. What they've, you know, parody laws exist basically to question the big powers, like the big corporations out there, like the people like media, politics, religion. That's why you have parody laws. So you get an equal voice when they're so powerful. And what's more powerful than the biggest comic book IP owned by one of the biggest entertainment companies, what's then funded by another billion-dollar company? And, you know, it's all the money men and gatekeepers, what the industry is kind of known for these days, which is kind of holding us by a leash. And you can't put into society back-to-back Batman projects, multiple ones at the same time. Like, how many Batmans do we have at the moment? You know,
Right.
How many Jokers do we have in the last 15 years? You can't do that and just smother us and kill us with our own nostalgia without us being able to have a voice of what we're consuming. You know, if you're not telling the stories we want to see, you can't stop other people. And like, as I said to them, I've never made money out of the book. The book was never about money for me, you know, and I always knew one day that they would probably want to say, no, we were always prepared to kind of offer them the book if they wanted it.
Well, I have a question here. Lawyers are one thing. They're doing their job because they have to appear to be useful to the corporation. Have you thought about reaching out to James Gunn directly?
I would if I could. I've tried to reach out to a number of people over the years, like Jim Lee and a few other people. I just get radio silence. And then anytime I've sent books off to DC, I never hear anything. I've sent them over I've reached out to them a number of times over the years. And they just, it's like, you know, any of the parody stuff I do, even though I have extreme success with, you know, dealing with these IPs. And in the past, I've actually worked with HBO and whatnot with my Game of Thrones show. Like, you know, first they sent me a cease to desist, but then they started working with me. And I started doing their like launches in Australia and things of every new season they did. But yeah, I've realized that the biggest thing for what we can do is just put on the best show we can and like really engage people with what we're trying to do in the story. Because at the end of the day, I understand DC is a corporation. The person who doesn't like it this month might not be there next month, and that person might have a bit more of an open mind. So I wasn't really prepared to sign their agreement. I basically told the lawyers to get just because, yeah, I didn't think it was ethical. I thought, guys, I'm in my legal rights to do a parody show. This is a parody show. And, you know, it's one of the last forms of free speech, and just felt like, you know, they were trying to lock me out with a legal document. And they were asking a lot of me, which was not basic. There was no legal grounds for it.
We've got over 3,000 people watching us live. We're also on X, all these things. We have questions for you from the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go for, first of all, Gatekeeper became a new member. Patrick Lemire, Alan, if you would read the questions.
Sure. Gotham 1919 to 1939 is one of the greatest coffee table books ever. Like a dumbass, I ordered it from Australia's site. It took forever to ship by yours from the US Giant Panda King site.
So basically, he's talking about in the early days, they used to ship everything from Australia. Everything now, if you buy through Giant Panda King, is shipped out of LA. But there used to be a bit of a wait for things to arrive from Australia.
Yeah. But he loves it. Razor Burn. Question for Russell. Would you consider doing a Lord of the Rings burlesque show?
I'd consider it, but I've only got a couple of more parody burlesque shows in me. And the next big one I'm doing is based on Marvel comics, but like not the movies, the comics from the 60s and 70s. And that's the next big one. And then after that, I've got a parody musical show based on Arnold Schwarzenegger, the rise and fall of Arnold Schwarzenegger. But apart from that, after that, it's all original content from me.
All right. Matthew Hammond for 2. DC is tone deaf. They're missing out.
Yeah.
All right. From Davina Duckworth. Was it difficult to get license clearances for Russell? I believe the answer is yes.
Yes, it is. Like, you know, like I said, I work in the very thin area, gray area of parody, where you have to kind of know what you're talking about. But, you know, if you look at what we do, and then, you know, you look at something like Vivid Films, Batman 66 kind of porn parody, that seemed to get away with it, you know, but DC seemed to come really hard on us for some reason.
Yeah. Is that it? Yeah.
No.
For Foresight, parody is hard to pull off. Props to anyone who does it and does it well.
Well, yeah, the good thing about this show is it's a review show. Like, so the review show with Burlesque, Vaudeville, and like things like Ziegfeld Follies, like the high-end showgirl shows. And it's got a history of this. Like, so basically, instead of us reviewing something that was real in society at the moment, we're doing a review show based on an alternative history of Batman. It's a bit high concept and it's a bit meta, and it was meant to kind of go along hand in hand with my book. Because we're not allowed to sell the books, we've been ordered to destroy all copies of remaining copies. So if you come along to the show, you can get a book, but you have to take one. I'll give them to you for free. But if you take one, you have to promise me at some point you have to destroy them.
Okay, I'll go to the show and destroy your book. It'd be
now I want to go to the show because I want to destroy a book. Yeah. All right, from Krizik, big question there. As it falls back to Atlas publishing years, does Batman use guns again?
Well, I don't get that specific. He definitely does. He's a lot more brutal. Like, you know, if you look at his Batarang, he only has one Batarang, for example, and that's a multi-use tool. It's kind of like this big, and it's also a knuckle duster. It's got a blade on it. He uses it to help him climb and things like that. So the tools are a lot more basic and whatnot. The book is presented more like a documentary where you just collect information, and it's up to you to kind of fill in the gaps. That's why the book's engaging, is because it doesn't give you all the answers. It gives you enough that if you want to go and research a bit of Batman and a bit of history, you can fill in the rest.
All right, and then finally from Olaf, sort of Bat Noir.
Yeah, it's a little bit earlier than Noir. Noir's more 40s and 50s. This is very much set in the 20s and 30s.
And any final thoughts? Now that the show is here, it's out, you can get tickets on the website. The website is, let me see it here, it's Batette Follies 1939. It's in Los Angeles at the Montalban Theater. It is a blast. I've seen it. I recommend, actually, go see the show and then go around the corner to the Scum and Villainy Cantina. There's a secret menu item. If you say you went to the show, they'll give you a drink that's inspired by the show. I'm sure you knew that. I don't know if you knew that.
I knew that was something. I didn't know it was a secret menu item, though.
It's a secret menu. They bring you a drink that has like a little bat thing on it, inspired by the show.
Chris,
it's cool.
Like, the museum is almost finished in the foyer, because we had a lot of trouble with this show. Like one of our main cast members, our Joker, he got his visa rejected. We had to change our name. Our shipping container with all our props and costumes and everything only arrived 3 days before our opening night.
Wow.
So I think you came really early on, and you only saw probably about 70% of the show, maybe 65%.
Well, I'll see it again for sure. But
Yeah,
Ted
please.
Follies, because I feel like you need to see it because you may not ever get to see it.
Exactly.
Right.
Come down. You have to buy a ticket before we get shut down. But
I mean, when you look at the creativity, like what you've done with the DC as a franchise, and I hope you do the Metropolis book and other ones you have on your plate. It's so much more creative of a vision of DC than what they're currently doing.
Well, I hope they kind of wake up and know that there's a fan base here. Because I told them, I said, guys, the way we could do this would be like this generation's kind of Kingdom Come. I'm not trying to put it on the pedestal of that. I'm just saying, like, the way it was this unique take of a time period, and you know what people want. But the main thing I'm just trying to do is just create the fan base for this concept, because it's already out there, and it's just one of those things. I just want people to be able to find the poison what they like, essentially, because we're being force fed all this crap, and you know the fans are the ones who want this, and they took it. Sorry, I'm just looking at all the questions popping up. They took it, you know, as they're the ones who took it bigger than I could ever. You know, Batfeed made his videos and all the reviews and all the, you know, positive statements out there. I sent this all to DC, and there's radio silence on that department. All I hear back from them is everything they want me not to do. So.
What? Here's a question from Caveat Ties. Who did you go through to publish your book?
Me. I'm self-published.
That's the way to go. Yeah, and
I'm a professional who doesn't work in the industry.
Right. And Dark Hierophant says the Montalban also had the Star Wars burlesque show, which is coming back.
I'll be here, I think, from October to January.
Right. So, Russell, thank you so much for joining us. The link to the trailer for the show and the link to get tickets is in the description of this episode. Russell, we got to get together before you go back. When are you going back?
I'm probably going to be here for the extent of the show. If we extend, hopefully everyone will go and buy tickets and we'll extend throughout the summer. I'll have to pop back to Australia because I'm finishing up a feature film at the moment, and I've got about 2 weeks of editing I need to finish on that. So, because we're trying to apply for South by's deadline. So
you got time. You got time. It's in the fall, so you got time. But,
yeah, I've also got a Ghostbusters book I'm finishing at the moment as well.
Oh, I cannot wait for that. Yeah, I cannot wait.
Well, it's like it's a love letter to Ghostbusters. So it acknowledges everything from the games to the Pizza Hut commercials to the modern films to, Poor Fig film, like all of it we kind of honor in some way. And the main thing for me now is just to kind of finish off all these projects I've been promising people. But until hopefully the audience keeps building on this Batman concept, and hey, fuck, if they can bring back the Snyder Cut, surely they can convince DC to let me do a couple more books.
Awesome. Well, I recommend James Gunn is very active on X, on Twitter. Reach out to him and you might get his attention. Maybe he can help with those lawyers. So
yeah, I'm not playing that game anymore. The lawyers, I said, hey guys, do what you got to do. I'm gonna make what I'm gonna make. If you're gonna stop me, power to you.
Yeah. All right, Russell, thank you so much. Take
Thanks,
care.
guys.
Come back when your movie comes out, and I'll see you before you leave. I'll see you before you leave.
I'm around.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, man.
Thanks.
All right. Later. That was great.
Yeah.
I've seen the show. I asked Alan if he wants to go. What did you say?
I do now. If I can get a copy of the Book to Destroy, I'll go.
All right, let's find out.
I know.
We will go. In fact, we will go take pictures and video for members. So become a member on the channel. Alan,
hold that book. That's all.
What do you have coming up?
So I can destroy it. I'll promise.
Right, destroy the book. What do you have coming up? And well, I'll see you Friday.
Yeah, Friday. I'm seeing Kalki tonight, hopefully, and yeah, Friday. Other than that, I've not planned beyond it.
Okay, Kalki 2898 AD. We're seeing it tonight.
Yeah,
reviewing it on Friday. Other films as well.
Yeah,
A Quiet Place Day 1, Horizon, big day on Friday. In fact, no Acolyte talk on Friday, but we'll put like Sydney Sweeney on the thumbnail as the Acolyte. No, we're not.
Yeah, we'll have the Acolyte, Sydney Sweeney Acolyte as our thumbnail, but no Acolyte talk.
That's it. No, but thank you for spending your afternoon with us, or evening if you're across the pond. And well, Alan has something to say.
Just wait till you see what I've got. It's the Wonder Boner.
The Wonder Boner?
Oh, you laugh now. Just watch. The Wonder Boner. My wife would like that. So, Dave, where did you get the Wonder Boner? It's funny you should ask.
Order your Wonder Boner now. Call toll-free 855-246-9948 and receive the amazing Wonder Boner for just $19.95.
I can't wait for that boner money to come in.
And that's the last time you will see the Wonder Boner. Alan?
Are you saying we didn't get boner money out of it?
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. We appreciate you. Our audience is growing, unlike other YouTube channels, sadly. We're growing. And we're so close to 125,000, all because of you. You care about not just nerd stuff. You care about movies like Thelma, and other, all that stuff. So we'll be back Friday. Daddy-O, we're reviewing Daddy-O.
Yeah,
when we went to that.
That'll be an interesting conversation. Yeah.
Yes, it will. So, Alan,
let's get out of here.